Hey guys, hello Bella, and in this installation of oversharing with the internet, I'm going to be talking about how I got Botox. Yes, I got Botox 5 weeks ago. I got it primarily for Bruxism, and if you're not familiar with that, it is basically the condition of grinding your teeth in your sleep and clenching your jaw. So I have been doing that since I was a little girl. I actually had to have 8 of my teeth pulled when I was a kid because I had grinded them all down to the root. This is a problem that I've been struggling with for my entire life. I've tried a lot of different treatment options, and of course I've tried mouth guards and things like that, but nothing really keeps me from grinding my teeth. So I was sort of kind of curious to see if Botox could help. I saw a couple of people posting that it helped them, and so I decided to give it a go. It did not go like I expected it to, and so I'm going to talk about that in the video. I wound up getting 48 units total, and the cost was $576. So obviously that is a higher price point, and it is something that I feel like is not necessarily accessible to everyone and may not be the best treatment for everyone. But I even talked to the girl in the office of the place that I got it done, and she said she had just had it done and that it worked really well for her. So I was really hopeful that it would work for me. So for me, they actually did some units up here, and then they did some units here, and then I also, just for funsies, got some done underneath my eyes because I'm turning 30 in October and I was just having a crisis that day. Also, I was like, well, in for a penny, in for a pound. So I wound up getting 32 units across my masseter muscle and this temple muscle, because whenever you grind, you kind of look like this. And so if you can see how that muscle moves, it's all connected and it runs down the side of your face. And so this is gonna lead to where I had a complication that I'm gonna talk about a little bit later. This is a little graphic of where they actually placed everything. So you can see here, we had 8 units to each side of the temple, 8 units to each side of the jaw, and then 8 units to underneath the eyes. Now, underneath the eyes has nothing to do with the jaw clenching. That was just for me because I'm turning 30. But personally, I don't really think it was worth it. I can't tell a huge difference. I can't tell a huge change in my face or anything like that. And I just feel like, you know, people are doing this really young now. And so I guess I kind of felt like pressured to look young. Kind of wish I would have just bought like a nice concealer and called it a day, but you live and you learn. I did have the procedure done at a dental office. This dentist is really good at what she does. She specializes in this, and so I felt like that was a better choice than having it done at like a place that just does Botox, because she understands how all of these muscles work together. She understood why I was there for the bruxism and not necessarily all for vanity, and I feel like she had a lot of experience. So I would recommend trying to go to a dental office or someone who's experienced, especially if you're doing it for bruxism and you're not doing it for cosmetic purposes. So Botox does not fully take effect until like 1 to 2 weeks after. So I got my injection, and then about a week later I started having pretty bad pain when I was breathing in, and the pain was going all the way down my neck and kind of into my chest. And so I was like really panicking because I've never experienced anything like this. Everything felt tight. I felt like every time I breathed in, I was really struggling, and it was just not a good feeling. I was freaking out a little bit. I was like, I don't know if I need to go to the emergency room. And then the worst thing that happened was that the office was closed for the 4th of July that whole week. So like I got it done, I think on a Friday, and then they were closed all the next week. So I was just kind of left with those symptoms, not knowing if that was normal or not. And of course I'm like frantically Googling all of it, and like, you know, a lot of it says like you'll have pain afterwards, you'll have some soreness, you may have some muscle aches. And so I guess that was all part of it, but it was just really bad and I was freaking out. This is day 3 of having side effects from the Botox. It's been about 8 days since I actually had it. I'm still having pain all the way down my neck, and when I breathe in deeply or when I move that muscle, it really hurts. So I got the Botox right in here, and so I think what's happening is this muscle is having to do a lot of compensation for not being able to move up here, and I really hoped that it would go away by now. So I got my injection on the 19th, and then the pain started on the 1st, and then the pain continued through the 3rd, so about 3 days of that neck pain, and then the pain had gone away by the 6th. So I will say that it did not last forever, but given the severity of it and just how unpleasant it was and the results that I'm going to talk to you about with my grinding, I do not feel like this is a treatment that I would recommend or try again. It's something that I thought could potentially help me, but to be honest with you guys, I am still grinding my teeth even after spending nearly $600. So I'm really frustrated. I'm really like to the point where I don't know what else to do. I've had a sleep study done that confirmed that I don't have like full-blown sleep apnea. I do have some issues, but it's not bad enough basically for them to cover a sleep apnea machine. And so with the grinding and stuff, all that I've basically been able to do is to try to relax and take some form of sleep medication, or to wear my mouth guard on the top and bottom. That way I can sleep through the night without doing any further damage to my teeth. Now, I do have some clips of me getting the Botox done under my eye that I would like to share with you guys, because I think it's so fascinating what we do to ourselves for vanity. I don't think that it was necessarily the worst pain ever, but it was like a little sting, like a little bee sting. Each little spot that she did it, it was pretty painful, and it only lasted for just a second. She was a really good injector and I felt really confident in her, but it was kind of painful, and after the fact it was painful as well. She told me to take like, I guess, ibuprofen afterwards. So let's take a look at me getting my first under eye Botox. So here is the footage of me getting the Botox under my eyes. They were playing music in the dental office, so unfortunately I cannot keep the sound or this video will get demonetized, and your girl needs money. So as you can see, they cleaned the area, and then it's actually 8 different needle sticks, because it's 2, 2, 2, 2 under each eye. And so, you know, that's kind of a lot to sit through, but we just kind of laughed through it. It wasn't super bad. It was just the fact that I knew it was going so close to my eye, and of course your eyes open so you can see the needle, which is like, oh, it's so oof. But after having surgery to get a breast augmentation done last year, the pain is nothing compared to that. So I feel like I was able to deal with the pain pretty well, and these ladies knew what they were doing. They did a great job, and they really talked me through it. They made me feel comfortable. They even made me laugh during the process, but I do think it was comparable to a little bit of a bee sting type of feeling. And of course you can see my eye here twitching, and I've got my mouth open. Like when you put on mascara, you have to keep your mouth open for some reason. But overall, the experience was pretty quick, not painless. I'm not going to say quick and painless, but it was quick, and it's something that I feel like you could tolerate if this is something that you really wanted to do.
Hey, you did it.
Oh my god. So as you can see, it's not too complicated of a process, but it is something that is not for the faint of heart. After the fact, they told me not to touch it, so you don't need to be like messing with it or touching it in any way. They said to avoid laying down for 3 to 4 hours after the injection, and that you could expect temporary stinging, possibly bruising up to 48 hours. And there would be a clinical effect between 5 days and 2 weeks following the injection. So basically it slowly takes effect. In rare cases, there can be drooping of the eyelid or asymmetrical facial expressions. So to me, I feel like I might have outplayed my risk reward thing. I don't feel like it's necessarily something that I'm gonna ever do again unless I get a little bit braver. I mean, I say that now, but when more lines come in, I might change my perspective on this. It says the effects of Botox are completely reversible. Any side effects are temporary, lasting only a few weeks. The benefits of Botox injections usually last 3 to 6 months. So with that price, I would be paying nearly $1,000 a year for Botox treatments, and that's only for like my jaw and my under eye. And so I don't feel personally like it's really something that I could recommend for Masseter Botox for Bruxism. Bruxism is complicated. A lot of people say it's caused by anxiety, and I'm on anxiety medication. I don't feel like my anxiety is ramped up or anything like that. I just think I'm a generally anxious person, and I always have been. And as I've talked to doctors about this, they've been like, well, have you always been anxious or whatever? And I was like, well, I guess. I mean, I've been grinding my teeth since I was a little girl. And that was before I knew what to even be anxious about. So I don't know if this is more of a habit that formed, or just something that I'm just kind of dealt a blow genetically with. But overall, I just feel like it's something that I'm just going to have to learn to live with for the rest of my life. So if I would have just gotten it just for TMJ, it was going to be $384. But since I went ahead and added 8 units under each eye, it wound up being $576. So, I mean, it would be a little bit cheaper if you did go the route of just doing it for your masseters. I know this says Juvederm, but it was Botox. That's just the piece of paper that they wrote out where it was at on me. It was Botox. And I think it was like $11 per unit, I believe. This is in Alabama, so obviously the prices are going to be cheaper here than other places, but I know a lot of people who get Botox and have really good results with it. I know, especially like as we get older as women, we're really self-conscious regarding like our face and the lines and stuff. And so I think, you know, as these changes come into my face and stuff, I may consider other options. But having that paralysis and that trouble breathing was really scary. And I don't think that it's worth what I paid, and I don't think it's worth the side effects and the risks. And I also didn't get any major benefits from it. You know, I asked my partner, do you think I'm grinding my teeth less? And he was like, well, yeah, maybe a little bit, but like it didn't completely solve it. It didn't go away. And so now I'm kind of left thinking, well, maybe I need to look at some other options. So if you're dealing with this, I would love to hear how you handle it. I actually just got some work done on my teeth, and I'm going to have a video coming out about that. I got some significant work done. So I don't know if you can tell yet or not. If you can tell, I would really love it if you would guess. But if you can tell what I've had done, you know, I'm gonna have some videos coming out about that pretty soon, maybe in about a week. I'm gonna show the whole process that I went through. So I wanna protect these teeth. I want these teeth to look good, and I really want to figure out a way for me to stop grinding at night and not do any further damage to my teeth. So that's my review on Masseter Botox. Can't recommend. I don't think it's worth the money, the risk, and I don't think that it's something that I would try again. I feel like there's nothing that went wrong with my treatment. It's just something that didn't work for me, and it's also something that is sort of cost prohibitive. So if you guys know any other options for teeth grinding, I would love to hear about it in the comment section below. And also, if you've struggled with this, tell me, you know, how long it's been going on for you. Is this something that you developed over time? Has it gotten worse? Has it gotten better? Always love to hear your thoughts. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Please subscribe to see more, and I will catch you in the next video. Take care.